Well, we're going to kind of continue with chapter 6 in John's Gospel and just delve into it a little bit further. Even though in somewhat it's a mystery, and ultimately mysteries aren't meant to be solved or they wouldn't be mysteries. But we'll delve into it anyway, just the best we can. Or kind of share where I'm at these days, and of course that's subject to change as time goes on, as we delve into this, year after year, I guess. But interesting that chapter 6 in John's Gospel is the second longest one in the New Testament. So there's a lot there, and it's coming from the Gospel writer John, which is, he just tends to take it to a deeper level anyway. So, but interesting enough, we'll start around verse 28, where some of the Jewish people that Jesus is talking to is saying, what should we do? And Jesus says, well, you need to believe in me. And that's the only work you need to do. So we got that. We just need to believe in Jesus. And then, of course, a little couple of verses later, they're saying, well, give us this bread from heaven. And Jesus says, again, you just need to believe. So that's the starting point for sure, but I believe Jesus wants us to go a little deeper than that also. And then he adds, farther down, he adds, anyone who feeds on me. And he says his words are spirit and life, full of spirit and life. So it's a word made flesh, which is what Jesus is. And so maybe to some degree, we need to not chew whatever on his word, to delve into it, to just try to get a handle on what Jesus is speaking to us through the words, and in a sense ingest that. And so again, we need food for the journey, spiritual food for our journey on this life, because we're physical beings and we're spiritual beings. And so when we recognize that we need both of those, we don't like it when we get real hungry for physical food, and we need to be careful that we don't get malnourished in the spiritual sense. And Jesus nourishes us, if you will, whole entire person. It's kind of like being all in. It's just got to be about Jesus nourishing us on a regular basis. Jesus mentions close to 100 times that we must have faith in him. Even though it isn't always quite clear, we can delve into the last part of this chapter next week, where he asks Peter, what are you going to do? And I love Peter's response, but we'll get into that next week. But so I think we'll leave it at that for now. Ultimately, like I mentioned last time, at the end, we need to keep the peace. Keep the peace, but share the peace. And to do that by getting nourished by Jesus, his words, his love for us, and breaking bread as a community, I think is a really essential part. So if you don't have a community that you're connected with, I don't know, it's helpful. So anyway, we'll leave that with you, and God bless.